What's up, guys? Welcome back to the MontyVerse. We are here to check out the brand new trailer for The Marvels, and I'm really excited for this movie. So, Nikki, are you ready to check this trailer out?
I'm ready to check it out. I'm happy that we get to see more from the movie.
All right, let's do it. Checking out the new trailer for The Marvels right now.
Carol Danvers, prodigal child of the Milky Way.
Nick Fury, my favorite one-eyed man of intrigue.
How goes it out there?
You know, cold, no air, space.
Wait, so
All right, that looks cool.
I didn't know that Flurkins can breathe in space.
Captain Marvel, the Annihilator. You took everything from me. And now I'm returning the favor.
Another bangle. Oh! She combined the cosmic rod with the bangle.
Okay, so that's the explanation for why this occurring.
Okay. Oh!
What is happening to me?
She's entangled our light-based powers, so we switch places whenever we use them.
Oh, that's cool.
You can absorb light. I can see it. And Kamala...
Who's Kamala?
Hi. She can turn light into physical matter, which I have never heard of.
I could totally show you.
No!
She's targeting every planet we call home. I would never choose to bring anybody into this.
You are not the only thing standing between this and the universe.
Team.
That looks so awesome.
Further. Faster.
Oh!
Who's a good kitty goose?
Oh, God.
I can't. Can you?
I got it.
Yes. Oh my gosh. This looks so fun. It looks so fun. I feel like we got so much more from this trailer than we did the last one. We actually got like a lot of answers that we had why the Marvels were switching powers. It looks like it has to do with the fact that Dar-Ben, who's played by Zawe Ashton, somehow is able to combine a Kree cosmic rod with the bangle, which is pretty redonkulous. Like that's, I don't even know what that's gonna do. That's so much power, and that entangles the Marvel's light-based abilities, which also explains why they changed Kamala's powers to the power she has now in the MCU as opposed to her comic embiggening abilities. We all knew it had something to do with Mr. Fantastic and the fact that her embiggening looks like just she's a stretchy person, but now they're tying it into the Marvels and making them more like a cohesive unit of characters with all similar abilities, which is pretty cool.
No, absolutely. And it's also interesting because I don't know any of the backstory of Dar-Ben or what they're like in the comics, but I know that a huge thing with Carol throughout all the movies has been that, oh, she's going off to help other planets. So I wonder in this case, what is Dar-Ben referring to that she did that screwed everything up for her, that she now wants revenge?
Well, that's like a threefold question. Dar-Ben is pretty much a nothing character. I actually did a short on Dar-Ben for the channel, so you guys can go back and check it out. But Dar-Ben was essentially a character that appeared in like 3 issues of Marvel Comics, and they were just a leader of the Kree, and then they were killed off immediately. So they really are nothing. So that excites me because the MCU now has an opportunity to expand on the character with this Zawe Ashton version of Dar-Ben. The reason why she hates Carol Danvers and she calls her the Annihilator is because Carol Danvers essentially like revealed the Kree for what they were at the end of the first movie, and she spent all of the, we can assume that she has spent all this time from the 90s until now, essentially attacking the Kree and taking them down systematically.
No, it is interesting though to kind of see where their connection was, because kind of just based on the original trailer, we didn't see much of her, and so I didn't know if she was going to be more just a generic antagonist or if there was going to be more of a backstory and her relation to her.
Well, it looks like we're going to get a lot of backstory for her. And we're also probably going to get some answers to like where Carol has been, because I feel like outside of Captain Marvel, Carol always just shows up. And just smacks some people around and then leaves.
Right.
So we can finally have some answers. And that also ties in, not only are we going to get answers, but those answers are going to tie in to the relationships with the characters. Because I love the dynamic of this team of characters. You have, and this is what excited me from the conception of this movie. When we first found out it was going to be called The Marvels, it was going to be about these three characters. Because WandaVision set up this movie so well by showing us that Monica really doesn't like Carol right now.
Well, I also like it because it expanded on her so much from even just it being in Captain Marvel and what she's been up to as well.
Yes.
And showing and displaying her grief and showing us how she got her own powers.
Yeah, so WandaVision set that up perfectly because it shows us that she doesn't like Carol and shows us why she doesn't like Carol, because she kind of abandoned her and her mother, especially when her mother got sick. So she's not really Carol's biggest fan. But then on the flip side, you have Carol's biggest fan in Kamala Khan. So the fact that you have these two characters who are really working through a lot of their issues, and one character who is just an uber fangirl, like super excited to be there. I'm really excited for that dynamic and how much fun that's gonna be.
Oh yeah, and that's what I love so much is like in this trailer alone, Iman Vellani just pops off whenever she like opens her mouth, and it's so delightful. She was so great in Ms. Marvel. And seeing that, like you said, that contrasting dynamic, especially with kind of the more serious and dare I say maybe kind of dour outlook that Monica has, it's going to be such a fun contrast because they're both great characters just in totally different ways.
Absolutely. Iman Vellani, I've said this before and I'll say this again, one of the most important castings in the MCU has ever done outside of the original Avengers, because her energy for this franchise, her energy for these characters is infectious. And as Ms. Marvel, I've said this multiple times to you, is one of my favorite new characters in Marvel Comics in decades. I love that character's original run, the G. Willow Wilson stuff, and I feel like the energy that Kamala brought to Marvel Comics, Iman is doing a great job of bringing that to this movie and you know every project that she's a part of, because she's so good and her energy is so infectious. And I love seeing that.
No, absolutely. And it's still fun to see Nick Fury around.
Yeah.
Be himself.
I feel like they should have dropped this trailer, I don't know, maybe on Wednesday after Secret Invasion, because I mean that kind of takes some of the stakes out of the finale of that episode. Not that I thought that Fury was going to die in Secret Invasion, but now I think this is confirmation, because this clearly takes place after.
Right. Or maybe is he a Skrull?
Or maybe he's a Skrull. Because
look, it happened once before.
Yeah, but I brought this up in our Secret Invasion episode breakdowns. There can only be one Fury. And when Fury was replaced by Talos, everything went to hell. So it has to be Fury. Another thing I liked in the trailer, the fact that we have continuity, because we have the Statue of Liberty, and the Statue of Liberty is bronze. Because remember, in No Way Home, they were redoing the Statue of Liberty with the Captain America shield, and then it got destroyed by 3 Spider-Men and 5 villains, so they rebuilt it. And in Ms. Marvel, we saw that it was like new and copper again. Because for those of you that don't know, the Statue of Liberty is not green. It was copper, and then it oxidized. So that's really cool. We have the Saber. I'm assuming that's Saber, and those are Saber spacesuits, which is cool because they're photon colors. This scene is gonna be great. The scene on the planet, the musical world, where everything is music, is gonna be hilarious. Can't wait to see that. I'm just skimming through the trailer to see if there's anything I missed. We have a whole litter of Flurkin, which is hilarious.
Oh my god, they're so cute.
Yes.
Go back for a second, because what I also noticed is, and we've seen them before, are these updated suits. We see a lot of Carol in hers, and And I really like Monica's a lot as well.
Yeah,
So
Monica's is probably the best.
it's so sleek. I love the black and white.
It's a perfect representation of her modern day Photon comic costume from the comics, and I love it. I think it's a really sleek and beautiful design, very elegant, looks great on Tiana. Carol's, I would love it if it was a little brighter. They really ruined the suit by muting the colors so much.
Yeah, I think I don't agree with the choice. I think it might be because her little star is like so huge on her, so the gold overtakes a lot of it, and that pops off a lot.
Well, fun fact about this suit, it's actually a 1-for-1 replica of Phi Lavelle's Captain Marvel suit from the comics.
Yeah.
Phi Lavelle, a character we just met in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, who at one point was Captain Marvel. But that's essentially the suit she has in the comics when she's Captain Marvel, and it looks exactly like that, except the red is a lot more vibrant.
Yeah, so that I think would have been an improvement. But I still like the overall concept of it.
Yeah.
But for most of the trailer, because we're looking at now, we're seeing now Kamala's suit, which I'm not a fan.
I'm not a fan of. They nailed Kamala's suit in Ms. Marvel.
Which she's wearing for most of this trailer.
And the fact that they changed it really upsets me because the suit has meaning to her. It was given to her by... The mask was given to her by Bruno. The suit was given to her by her mother. The symbol is iconic. It means something to her. So the fact that we immediately ditch it in her next appearance and give her something that is far inferior is really upsetting.
And is that based on anything, or is that just an original design?
I mean, she's had a couple of different suits. There's influences from her other suits, but Kamala's original suit in both the comics and the MCU is iconic. It's an iconic look. It ties back into her history, her family, her friends, her heritage. And for me, I just leave that alone. It's so iconic. I know they have to sell toys, and I know they have to but just leave it alone. It's so iconic.
Or I'm not a fan of it if they at least made like a comparable suit.
Yeah. There's a lot. There's actually like a handful of Kree enforcers in the trailer, and Kree sentries, which is interesting. So it's gonna be a lot of fighting going on, a lot of punch 'em ups with those guys.
Oh yeah.
I'm just trying to skim to see if I missed anything important, but I feel like we see. One thing that I do want to say is that I was a little worried with how we were going to handle the power swapping, the entanglement, as they say in here. But it looks so freaking cool.
Yeah.
Like it looks really cool, and seeing it in the trailer had me jumping out of my seat, had me really excited. So I think that's gonna look really cool. But besides that, I think we covered everything. If I missed anything, I'll make sure to make a short about it. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a huge thumbs up. If you're new to the channel, subscribe and hit the notification bell. If you want to watch more of our Marvel content or our trailer reactions, click the link on the page. And until next time, guys, stay versed.